10, but he's short.
A 1. He's shorter than me. He's a 1.
Okay.
7.
Oh, I'm sorry. I really need tall guys, so...
I'm sorry, I really need tall guys. That's a first.
He's like a 6.
He's a 6.
I have a lot of short friends, but
What about he's shorter than you?
3.
And then what about shorter than you?
Personal opinion, but I'm just not attracted to shorter guys shorter than me, so I'm gonna go with a 5.
He's a 4, but he's rich. That's all you know about him.
I'll go 7.
6.
Okay, so he's like a 7.
8.
He's a 6, but he drives a luxury car.
You'll bumped up a little bit, so 7. 7.
So all you need to do, guys, is be tall, rich, and have a luxury car. That's all you need to do.
An 8.
He's a 5, but he has a boat.
8.
Why do some girls don't post their man on their Instagram?
Because they're either talking to someone else or they're embarrassed of him, or they just like don't like him that much.
Yeah.
Yeah, guys, if a woman chooses Instagram over you, just run away. It's not worth it, believe me. It doesn't matter what she's telling you. It doesn't matter how she calls you. She calls you insecure, whatever. Just go your own way. It's not worth it.
Can it be she just like her life private, or that's bullshit?
Then you would have a private account.
I've gone out in
True.
the streets here and interviewed probably over 50 girls and asked them this question, like, would you be opposed to a man telling you you can't go to bars or clubs or parties? And their only answers are, he's insecure, he's
Of
controlling, or he has a small dick.
What is the biggest lie you've ever told a partner? I'm not talking to anyone else. Oh my god! And when did he find out, or did you confess?
He never found
Would
out.
you define talking to other people cheating or no? It's thought
Yeah.
cheating. Thought cheating. Okay, 2 different cheating. Yeah.
Because here's the difference. When girls say you're insecure and when a guy's just like, well, I'm just having boundaries, here's the difference. Secure men, what happens is they select wisely. They select a woman, and if she's doing behavior that's not good and they can't accept, they remove themselves.
Yeah. You shouldn't stay. You shouldn't stay in a relationship like that. I get so many mails, so many messages from guys that are in the exact situation, and they're asking me for advice. My guy, you should have left a long time ago. A long time ago.
What insecure men will do is
But I can't because I love her. Then stay and stop complaining. Don't send me any more messages.
select poorly and then almost shake her to be better, like keep begging her. And that's why women start to call a man insecure, because you don't like a lot of me, but you can't leave me. So that makes you insecure. Whereas a secure man, you don't like a lot of me, you leave me. So we don't call that guy insecure. We call the guy that keeps blowing up our phone, knowing that we're going to go out every weekend, keeps shouting and screaming every time we post a bikini picture, but will still be with me and still pay for dinner and all that stuff.
Yeah.
So that's the guy we call insecure.
Stop being simps.
The one that can't let go.
Have you been fucked in the last 3 weeks?
No. Whoa! I'm actually, get this off me now. I'm done. No, I'm actually done. I haven't had sex with anyone. I'm literally celibate. I fucking hate this thing. Get me.
Could you imagine every woman needing to pass a lie detector before entering a marriage? Could you even imagine that? Oh my god.
Get off me now.
Are you using me?
No.
Cap.
What? So this whole thing is a lie because I'm telling the truth.
I could care less. You want to know why Thai women are getting shows over you? These Thai women that you are so angry about getting shows over you, do you want to know why? It's because they are nice and they mind their motherfucking business, which is what you should have been doing, but you got your nose up so far up everybody else's love lives that you don't even know that you yourself.
By the way, she's responding to women from the West saying that passport bros go to Eastern countries, to Asia, just to find poor, uneducated women that don't have any other choice but to be with a man like that.
are not a likable person, so it will not matter where you go. You cannot get shows in your country. You cannot get shows in my country. You cannot get shows in his country. You cannot get shows in her country.
Number one, you have to keep the house impeccably clean, okay? You got to make sure the toilet is spotless. Make sure that you pick up after yourself. There never should be any dishes in the sink, like ever. Okay, number two, you have to make sure that dinner is always ready exactly like they like it. Make sure you ask in advance so that dinner is hot and ready when they get home. Number three, having a massage in the morning and the night is really important. So make sure that you massage the feet, the shoulders, wherever the stress areas are for at least.
Yeah, my girlfriend fell asleep massaging me last night because she knows I have problems falling asleep. So most nights she massages my back to fall asleep, and she fell asleep before me.
Least 45 minutes, but note that it could also go up to 2 hours depending on how stressed they are, and that's fine because that makes a marriage happy. And then last but certainly not least, make sure their coffee is ready in the morning.
Yeah.
That's really important because they work really hard.
Just think to yourself, guys, when was the last time that you were in a relationship or in your marriage and this happened? Then you were not in a successful marriage or relationship. You weren't happy because you don't know what happy looks like. You've never been treated like you should have. You've never been through that. You don't even know that women like that exist, but they exist. Believe me, they exist.
And you want to make sure that they have everything they need to succeed.
Because he was saying men care about women's physical appearance, you're like, that's so superficial.
Yeah.
Okay, would you date a guy who's shorter than you?
No. I think I have a strong personality. I just know that off the get-go, but I also really enjoy being feminine and girly and like being the girl in the relationship. And I think a lot of women like myself run into this issue where if a guy is weak, we could smell it on you from a mile away. And if you're gonna be a weak man, we will dominate you, not intentionally, but in just like, this man's not doing anything, he's not leading me, like I have to step up and wear the pants. And that is the worst dynamic for relationships. It just creates so many issues.
It creates a lot of resentment.
Yes. And I think submission is fun for girls in the sense of like, I don't love making a bajillion decisions all the time.
Yeah, my girlfriend doesn't like making decisions. She has trust in me because she knows whatever happens, I will make the right decisions. And she doesn't have to worry about that. And she's happy doing that. She's really happy doing that.
I might want to have somebody that I can trust to lead me with a decision that's going to be the most beneficial for me, for him, for my relationship with God and my future children and everything of the sort. And then I could just focus on like, what new recipe do I want to try? Or like, what new hobby do I want to take on? Things that are, I think girls care more about those things than guys at large.
My mother told me, she said, you never hit a man where he's weak. Never. It could be true, it could be real, but you don't hit him where he's weak because it'll turn around on you. You can get him to do what you need him to do, but you never hit a man where he's weak because they never forget it. It lives with them.
I never forget. I'm spiteful that way. I had a so-called friend. I thought he was a friend and he did something and we're not friends anymore. And I haven't met him since then, but I'll never forget. And we'll meet again, I'm sure of it. And I won't forget, even if it's 10 years from now, I won't.
And so I know what his weaknesses are. He don't know I know they're there.
The reality that needs to be said out loud is that as black men age, their desirability increases. Thus, their optionality of women is always expanding. And the exact opposite is true for black women. As we age, doesn't matter how much money we accumulate, our degrees or professional accolades, the reality is that our marriage and partnership market value is depreciating with every passing year.
True.
No matter how good we look, no matter how fit we are, men are still seeing primarily our presumed dwindling fertility as a knock against us. And speaking of fertility, that is another reason that I want younger black women to seek marriage and partnership in college or right after, if that's what they choose. Because the number of college-educated black men is so low when compared to black college-educated women that we're all going to be targeting the same small pool of men.
So the ultimate reason that 80% of divorces are filed by women is because we are selfish and self-centered, and we put our own unhappiness ahead of the commitments that we made in being a wife and oftentimes a mother. And we are grossly misguided to think that our happiness is in some other relationship or some other form of.
Of course, because all your girlfriends say, leave him. The grass is green on the other side. You'll find a new guy. You'll find a new guy that isn't so boring, that will treat you better, that will take you on vacations, that will do everything.
Lifestyle.
A woman should never ask a man to provide more than he can provide. That's wrong. A woman should always live within the man's means. And if the man has the means...
Yes, but women always try to change a man. There are even TikToks saying that if a man doesn't change for you, then you shouldn't be with him. Why does he need to change for you? When you wanted to date him, when you wanted to be in a relationship with him, you knew how he was. Why are you trying to change him? I don't get that.
Great. If he doesn't, don't ask for it. And if you want more, work together to build it up.
Why are men so concerned with women's body count, but men's body count are twice as much, but obviously don't matter?
Well, here's the thing. You have to understand that there's a great difference between males and females. Men and women are not the same. You are not equal.
True.
And the sex is not the same for you. Men mark their territory. The higher your body count is, the less likely he can bond you and bind you to him as his property. Men are takers by nature. They take energy. That's what they do. So the more men that you're with, the more value you lose because you got so many men taken from you. After they done took so much from you, what do you have to offer after that? Nothing. But for a male to be with a woman or multiple women, women bring life. Women bring gifts. Males don't bring gifts. Males bring a bag to take all of the gifts from you. That's what they do. Women are gift givers. They give. So the more women that men have, the more gifts that they have coming from all over. Women give life, men take life.
Yeah, I don't think I would answer like that, but the idea is still the same. The more partners you have, the less of a chance that she will permanently bond with you and stay with you till you die.
So, as a woman, why would you want a high body count? Why would you want so many men taken from you so that you can be depressed? You can have anxiety. You can have all of these demons inside of you.
If a woman tells you she's the problem, believe her. Whenever I hear a woman say, I don't know if you can handle me, I wouldn't handle it. The package is broken. When she's proud to say I'm toxic, you realize women say that because women just want to justify her ridiculousness and or over the top behavior. If you're stupid to not heed that upfront warning. And when they say like, well, if you don't like my attitude, then don't be with me. Girl, are you crazy? You know dang well that will not slide with a man that got some self-respect and common sense.
True. You just leave. You don't say anything to her, you just leave. She doesn't even deserve an explanation. You just leave.
They say, I'm crazy. Run.
Yeah,
you should
run.
love me for who I am. Absolutely not. If you love someone, you call them out on the BS that they do, the flaws that they have, and you leave an option for growth. You allow someone that you love.
Yeah, but you also don't want to change them. You can't go into a relationship expecting that that person will be in a certain way that you imagine in your head. You have to realize that they are like they are right now. Maybe they can improve, maybe, but that's only if they want to improve, if they want to change. You can't force somebody to change because it won't end well. Believe me.
To continue to live in bad habits, it's not love. I don't call that love. Most of these things either show that they had a really bad history of relationships or they're setting the tone for when they do mess up, which is what they had planned to do from the beginning.
What's the most toxic expectation a woman can have for a man, and what's the most toxic expectation a man can have for a woman?
The most toxic expectation that a woman has for a man that I see right now is that he should drop everything all the time and fulfill her needs, whatever they are, at a moment's notice. And the reason this is toxic is that she turns him into this kind of beta follower who's incapable of having his own purpose.
A simp.
his own power in life. And the number one toxic thing that I see men expecting from women is that they should just be absolutely submissive and subservient. Where this guy who may not be worthy of leadership, he may not be worthy of respect, he expects that for absolutely no reason, his woman is just...
Yeah, you should know how to be a leader. If you don't, if you can't be a leader, if the woman doesn't respect you, it's all over. It's all over. You will never recover from that.
Submit to him and follow his lead and follow his decisions in every single case.
What's your age?
I am 29.
Are you single?
I actually have a boyfriend.
How long you been in a relationship?
Almost 2 years.
You see it going all the way with him?
I don't know. I think so. Like...
If she only thinks so, if she's not certain about the future with you, leave. She should be proud. Yeah, that's going to be my man. I'm going to marry him. We're going to have kids. That's how she should respond.
Normally, I'm not a relationship person, so for someone to lock me down is like crazy.
If he gave you a guilt-free pass to sleep with any guy in the world, would you take it?
Yes, Young Thug. Dave East, Meek Mill. Yeah, I like that. Tattoos on the face. Ooh.
You like face tats?
I love that.
You don't think that's a red flag?
I love it when I'm right.
For you?
No, I love them. I love them. I love them.
If a woman needs love, a man needs respect. But it's
True.
almost easy for us to say, well, he can get my respect when he earns it. Can you imagine if your husband said she can have my love when she earns it?
We can't say anything about women. We can't. We're just going to be called incels.
Just as much as women need love, your husband needs respect. Not only was he created to be able to need this, to receive it, he was built that way, he's going to be drawn to the places where he actually does receive it. Whether it's his workplace, you know, some of us are like, why is he always out of the house? Why doesn't he like to be at home?
Because he doesn't like you. He wants to be away from you.
Why does he always feel so grumpy or look so grumpy when he's at home? But then for some reason, when we're out with his friends or when he's at work, he's thriving there. You see so much joy in him. It's because he's receiving respect. He's going to find respect in the relationships where he receives it.
Respect my man? I don't do that. Because if I go out dressed a certain way, I know I'm looking for some kind of attention that I'm not looking for. I'm committed to him and only him. I don't do that.
Why is it when men do wrong, it's men's fault, but when women do wrong, it's society's fault?
I think women just try to put the blame on other people. That's something that, like, I find myself working on a lot because I do see it a lot in the world.
What are women exclusively held accountable for?
Nothing.
Oh, I'm not exclusively held
Nothing.
accountable for just women?
Nothing.
I'm not sure. I can't think of anything.
Can you think of any problems in society that aren't blamed on men?
That's a good question. I really have no answer for that. I think we're not really held accountable for anything, and everything gets blamed on men.
If a girl really likes you as a guy and she's going to the club, she wants you with her.
True.
She wants to have that drink with you. She wants to get tipsy with you. She wants to do the sexy dance with you. She wants you with her if she's really into you. If she's making plans to go to the club and she's going with a bunch of single girlfriends or even girls that have boyfriends, but none of the guys are there, she doesn't like you that much. She doesn't. She wants you to stay at home because she's still got her...
Yeah, if she wants to go to the club with the girls or on a girls' trip, just leave. But I can't because I love her. Then stay and suffer.
eye open on the dance floor. She still wants that attention. And she's still got one foot out the door where she's like, well, I like this guy, but I'm not 100% sure. So I want to go. I want to get my groove on. I want to see how much attention I get. I want to know that I've still got it, that I still have options, because I promise you, if she's super into you, she's going to want to spend that Saturday night with you, and she's going to want you there. No question.
When a man forgives a female cheat, she can't respect you the same way. You got to
True.
remember, we like alpha men. Alpha men don't accept promiscuity. So what happens when you accept a woman back? A part of her will always feel like you're weak.
Yeah, you're a simp, and she knows that she did it once and you forgave her, and she will do it again.
She's going to beg and say, please forgive me, please forgive me. But the reality is, we don't want the man that forgives us. We really don't. We want the man that says, you had your chance. It's been a pleasure. I wish you the best. Because that's the man we respect.
I love you.
Okay. Now, I'm not believing that at this point. So say it again.
I love you.
Again.
I love you.
Again.
I love you.
Again.
You have tears in your eyes.
Oh, really?
So many men are so starved of attention, of affection, that they react like this.
Oh my God, sorry.
But guess what? Since women are so promiscuous nowadays, that still means that they have standards. They're not just going to sleep with anyone. All the power goes to the top tier men.
True.
Because now all women have the same set of standards. Over 6 foot, a height preference, a race preference, and an income preference, a man of status, a charisma preference.
But they still believe that they're the prize. They still believe that.
You want your man to be charismatic and make you feel the vibes. Only 20% of the population makes $100,000.
Less than that. Less than that.
Only 15% of the population is 6 foot or above. So the stats is very low for the guys that you want. So what it does is that when a man works on himself and becomes a valuable man, he has so many options in a dating pool. So why be monogamous? I can sleep with all these girls and just enact in my natural proclivity ways. So all those men, they have all the power in the dating market because guess what?
They're the prize.
All of you ladies want those men.
Did you know that men are going to arrive in heaven 30 minutes earlier than women will?
How?
Bible says it. Revelation chapter 8:1. When he opened the seventh seal, there was silence in heaven for about half an hour. Where are you going? Hey.
Okay, guys, it's time for me to answer some questions. Is there anything you would like to say to a younger version of yourself? Yes, of course. Don't be so stupid. Don't be so gullible. I was so stupid when I was younger, and there weren't podcasts like this. I am seeing that a lot of people are sorted by wealth status, and most of the time it's all that they see. I am looking for peace in relationship. What are my chances in these days? Unfortunately, this is the society we live in. If you don't produce something beneficial for the world as a man, you're seen as a loser. If you don't have your money together, if you don't have some kind of status, if you don't have a good job, that's just how it is. I can't change that. Okay, the second question. What is your opinion on dating a woman for practicing your frame as a man? Yeah, you should date a lot, you should talk to a lot of women. That's how you practice. That's the only way you practice. Even if you get rejected, like I saw a lot of messages, what should I do? Should I go in real life and ask a woman for her phone number? What if she says no? It doesn't matter. You ask another woman and another and another, and after 100 or 200 or 300, you will know how to talk to women, even if they reject you. And not all will. And you have more confidence in yourself. Okay, the next question. Why is the narrative he lied to me? He took advantage of me, and not I'm too gullible, easy, and kind of stupid, with no reason or accountability. Yes, that's exactly what I think. It's exactly... Let me give you an example. All the guys that bought NFTs and thought they would be millionaires, and it was all a scam. That's your fault. Nobody forced you to do that. Nobody. And it's your fault. If you don't research something properly, then you can't comment, oh, but this and that. Is exactly the same with women. If you don't know how women are, if you don't know how women act, if you don't know how to see behind all the lies and you don't know how to see the red flags, then you can't complain. I've been saying this all along. Hope you enjoyed the video, guys, and I'll see you on the next one.